Okay, hi guys, Brian here from the City Back Pain Program. So what we're going to look at in this video is looking at what we call level 1 McGill style side bridges. So I think side bridging and being able to have strong lateral stability in the lower back really important for long-term success with back pain. And a level 1 side bridge is a good starting point for most people, but not all people. I think it's just such a worthwhile exercise to do. It just tends to give great benefits pretty quickly for most people. So we're going to look at the techniques. The technique's a little bit fiddly on this one. So you're going to be on your side, your legs sort of bent up at roughly 45 degrees, something like that, with your heels kind of close to your butt. This elbow wants to be somewhere below this shoulder. What I actually do makes it a little bit easier is I just push it just slightly in front, and you'll see why in a second. And then if you look at it in the moment, the most important thing with side bridge, you want to avoid, well, we're trying to teach the body to become strong enough to avoid lateral movement, but to resist against it, to get that stability. So if I sit kind of sloppily like this at the moment, I'm all kind of sort of bent horribly to the side. So before we start the reps, we always make sure we just lift here and get ourselves nice and straight, and we don't ever want to let that go. Even between reps and sets, don't just kind of sloppily kind of collapse back into it. Make sure we maintain it, lift through here, and then this is our starting position. Now with the free hand, we can either come across, make a shoulder cap, or onto the chest. My favourite is actually to get it onto the side of your body, because a lot of people, when they do that, they inadvertently rotate their shoulder in. So if you put it onto the side, it tends to make it a bit easier for you to keep yourself straight. Okay, so from there, what we're going to do is we want to push the hips forward and not try and throw them up. So if we push them forward, they'll naturally rise off the floor. And then we're going to do a 10-second hold. So just count to 10. And then from there, we're going to push our bum back towards our heels. So we just kiss the floor with the side of the butt, and then come into our next rep. Like that. And then what we're looking for in successive reps is to keep it nice and smooth. At no point do you want to kind of overextend this way and kind of overarch. And also when we come back, you don't want to just kind of just collapse. You've got to make sure you keep it under control, and you're going to feel down the sides here, you'll feel your obliques, maybe your QR around the back kicking in. And those are the muscles you want to target. In terms of sets and reps, your goal before you progress it is to build up to 3 sets of 8. In terms of starting point, you just need to be realistic with yourself and start with what you can do, even if that means just doing sets of 1 each side and gradually building yourself up. What I would say is if you're really struggling to do sort of 1s and 2s, I would do them kind of frequently throughout the day, rather than just trying to do one workout a day. We try and do 3 sets. Maybe try and do like a couple sets in the morning, a couple sets midday, a couple sets in the evening, and see if you can build those numbers up. But be very careful as you do it. Don't overcook yourself and go too far and cause yourself to fatigue. And always be that, with this stuff, very mindful. It's the quality of the reps that's most important, not just how much you do. And again, the biggest thing with this is avoid that sloppy sideways bend. So once you've done one side, rotate and do the other side, and in between I would actually just rest on your back or stand up. I'd avoid a temptation to kind of just go and sort of chill out, kind of all sloppy. And then I say take your time with them. Corridor work's the most important thing. Don't rush it, let it very gradually build up, and your end goal is 3 sets of 8. Once you get to 3 sets of 8 comfortably, then you can progress to level 2. Okay, so here we are with a side view. It just kind of helps understand what you're trying to do if you can see it from a couple of different angles. So obviously starting point, making sure I've got rid of that horrible sideways bend, I'm as straight as I can be. And your goal is, if you see my butt's pretty close to my heels, what I'm going to do from there is I'm pushing forward so I can try and get to a point where I'm in a straight line with my shoulder, my hip and my knees. And that's where you do your 10-second hold. And as you come back, you confidently push the bum back till it just touches the floor, and then we go forward again until we get to that straight line. You might find initially when you first start, because your hips might be so stiff and so tight, because of the stability issues you've got, you might find that you'll come up and you'll kind of get stuck here somewhere. But what I would say is, not panic, just get to wherever you can comfortably. And as it gets stronger, you normally find the hips will start to let go. And you should then be able to get a little bit further until you can get yourself all the way forward. But this is what we're trying to look for, is a straight line all the way through. So not the hips aren't stuck back here. Go all the way through like that. And as we come back, just carefully down without collapsing.